Dear students, you are welcome again. Today's topic, already I introduced noun case and also I introduced the kinds of case, and just 1 hour before I explained the first one, the nominative case, which is also known as subjective case. I explained with examples what is objective case, what is complement. Objective case is used after the main verbs of action. The subject is the doer of the action, the object is the sufferer of action. Between subject and object we use the main verbs which tell us the work done by the subject, and the objects which are suffered by the actions of the subject. So subject is the doer of action, object is the sufferer of action. Now let me directly enter the topic. You observe very keenly, as I said. You see, noun case, kinds, and number 2, after nominative case, after subjective case, number 2 is objective case. Subkinds, there are 2 subkinds of objective case. They are number 3, accusative case, and number 4, dative case. Number 4 is dative case. You see how I do small errors? Don't bother. So, what are the subkinds? Accusative case, dative case. Now let us learn the objective case in detail. Okay. What is objective case? That is the question. To know about objective case. So these questions evolve the answer. When we make a question, that question gets or evolves the answer. That is grammar. That is a learning skill, learning process. So what is objective case? When a noun or pronoun, be careful. When a noun or pronoun used not before the verb, after the verb also we use noun or pronoun. When a noun or pronoun used after the main verb of action, action means work. A noun or person said to be objective case. So, when a noun or pronoun used after the main verb of action, and one more thing, at the ending of a sentence, a noun or pronoun when they are used after the verb at the ending, said to be objective case. Before the verb, the noun or pronoun are subjective case. After the verb, the noun or pronoun, objective case. Very simple. No confusion. Subjective case, objective case. In the middle, the main verb of action. So note one grammar point. Subject is the doer of action. పనిని చేసేవాడు ఎవరు? కర్త. అర్థాయితండి. ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡೋದು ಯಾರು? కర్తే, సబ్జెక్ట్. ఆ పనిని అనుభవించేది ఎవరు? ఆబ్జెక్ట్. ఆ ಕೆಲಸ ಅನುಭವಿಸೋದು ಯಾರು? object, that is karma. ಅವನು ಕರ್ಮ. ಸಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಓದಿದ್ರೆ ಓದಿಸ್ಕೋಬೇಕು, ಬೈದ್ರೆ ಬಯಸ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. ಅವನ ಸಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ತಿಂటే తిట్టాలి, తిట్టించుకోవాలి, కొడితే కొట్టించుకోవాలి. అది ఎవరి కర్మ? ఆబ్జెక్ట్ కర్మ. సో subject is doer of an action, object is the sufferer of an action. And now principle. Objective case. To recognize objective case, you know a principle, a formula. Subject plus main verb. Main verb means V1, V2, V3, V4 also. But generally we use V1, V2. Subject plus V1, V2, that is main verb plus object. Observe. Number 1, Ramana sells fruits. Ramana is the subject. Verb sells, main verb. What he sells? Fruits. Ramana is doer. Who is sufferer? Fruits. Geeta sings film songs. Who sings film songs? Geeta. What Geeta sings? Film songs. Who refers the subject? What refers the object? Or who also some cases? Dhoni played cricket. Who played cricket? Dhoni. What Dhoni played? Cricket. So underlined, fruits underlined. This is objective case. Film songs, 2 words, objective case. Cricket, objective case. We wrote exams. Who wrote? We. What we wrote? Exams. They helped me. Who helped me? They, subjective case. Whom they helped? What they helped? Don't ask. Whom they helped? Me. They helped me. So these underlined words are in objective case. In these examples, vegetables, film songs, cricket, exams, me. These are all objective case. What are the subjective cases? Ramana, Geeta, Dhoni, we, they. So in these examples, these are the nouns and pronoun me in objective case, because they are used after main verbs. These are nouns or pronouns are used after the verbs, so they are objective case. Before the verbs, they are Ramana, Geeta, Dhoni, we, they. These are subjective case. Fruits, film songs, cricket, exams, me, objective case. So once again, so noun case, kinds. Number 2 is objective case. Objective case has some subkinds. What are they? Accusative case, dative case. What is objective case? When a noun or pronoun used after the main verb of action, that noun or pronoun said to be objective case. That noun or pronoun said to be objective case. Very clear. The definition must be very simple. నేను దీన్ని సింపుల్ చేశాను మీకు అర్థం కావడానికి. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತೇನ್ರಿ? ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕಷ್ಟವಾಗಿಲ್ಲ, ಪ್ರಿನ್ಸಿಪಲ್ನ ಡೆಫಿನಿಷನ್ನ ಈಸಿ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ, ಮೇಡ್ ಈಸಿ. ನೌ ಒನ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ ಯು ಶುಡ್ ನಾಟ್, సబ్జెక్ట్ ఈజ్ డూయర్ ఆఫ్ యాక్షన్. సబ్జెక్ట్ ఏం చేస్తాడు? పని చేసేవాడు. ఆబ్జెక్ట్ ఏం చేస్తాడు? పనిని అనుభవిస్తాడు. ఏ పనిని? సబ్జెక్ట్ చేసిన పనిని. ಯಾರು ಡೂಯರ್ ಆಫ್ ಆಕ್ಷನ್ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡೋದು ಯಾರು? ಸಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್. ಆ ಕೆಲಸನ ಅನುಭವಿಸೋದು ಯಾರು? ಆಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್. ಸೊ ರಾಮನ, ಗೀತಾ, ಧೋನಿ, ವಿ, ದೇ, subjective. These are nouns, these two are pronouns. You can use he, she, it, they, I, we, you. So these are objective case, these are subjective case. In the middle, the main verbs V1, V2, V3. So this is about the objective case. Okay. Now let us continue. Let us continue about accusative case, dative case. These two also refer the objective. Accusative case, dative case also part and parcel of objective case. ಆಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಕೇಸ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಮತ್ತೆ ಎರಡು ರಕ. ఆబ్జెక్టివ్ కేసు 2 రకాలు, అవి కూడా తెలుసుకోవాలి. కొన్నిటిలో వర్బ్ ప్లస్ ఆబ్జెక్ట్, కొన్నిటిలో ప్రిపోజిషన్ ప్లస్ ఆబ్జెక్ట్. ప్రిపోజిషన్ ప్లస్ ఆబ్జెక్ట్ వస్తే అక్యూజేటివ్ కేస్. చూసారా? డేటివ్ కేస్ 2 ఆబ్జెక్ట్స్ వస్తాయి. ఇవి వెరీ ఇంపార్టెంట్ ఇన్ మేకింగ్ యాక్టివ్ వాయిస్, ప్యాసివ్ వాయిస్. ಆಕ್ಟಿವ್ ವಾಯ್ಸ್, ಪ್ಯಾಸಿವ್ ವಾಯ್ಸ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ಆಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಯಾವುವು? ಅಕ್ಯುಸೇಟಿವ್ ಕೇಸ್, ಡೇಟಿವ್ ಕೇಸ್ ತಿಳಿಯದಿದ್ದರೆ యాక్టివ్ వాయిస్, ప్యాసివ్ వాయిస్ అర్థం కావండి. యాక్టివ్ వాయిస్, ప్యాసివ్ వాయిస్ 2 ఆబ్జెక్ట్స్ ఉన్నప్పుడు ప్యాసివ్ వాయిస్ ఎలా చేయాలి? ఆ తర్వాత ప్రిపోజిషన్ వచ్చినప్పుడు ప్యాసివ్ వాయిస్ ఎలా చేయాలి? The principal presided over the meeting. Over preposition plus meeting object. Preposition plus object. దీన్ని ఎలా చేయాలి? The meeting was presided over by the principal. So అందుకే you should have clarity regarding accusative case. In the same way, when there are 2 objects, how to change active voice into passive voice? Which object to take as subject? So, to clear the ambiguity, to clear the confusion, grammar is the key. Grammar is the backbone of a sentence. Without grammar, you can't frame a sentence, a beautiful sentence. To build a beautiful sentence, the structure of the sentence must be beautiful. Then, how to make a beautiful sentence with a beautiful structure? Using grammar. Correct sentence formations. You should know how to frame a sentence in active voice, how to frame a sentence in passive voice, how to frame a sentence in direct speech, how to frame a sentence in indirect speech. Whatever you learn the grammar points now, they are useful in the coming parts of speech. Coming parts of speech, verbs, adverbs, prepositions, conjunctions, that is simple sentences, easy, compound, how to build a compound sentence, and above all, it is difficult to frame, to build a complex sentence. So you should have the clear, perfect grammar knowledge. So I can give you, no need to afraid, no need to be scared. You see, వివేకానందుడు గొప్పవాడయ్యాడంటే రామకృష్ణ పరమహంస గొప్ప గురువు ఉండాలి. గొప్ప గురువు ఉంటే సరిపోదు, గొప్ప శిష్యుడు ఉండాలి. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತೇನ್ರಿ? ಶ್ರೇಷ್ಠವಾದ ಗುರುವಿದ್ರೆ ಸರಿ ಹೋಗಲ್ಲ, ಶ್ರೇಷ್ಠವಾದ ಶಿಷ್ಯನೂ ಇರಬೇಕು. ಅದೇ ಗುರು ಶಿಷ್ಯರ ಅನುಬಂಧಂ. ಎ ಗುಡ್ ಟೀಚರ್ ನೀಡ್ಸ್ ಗುಡ್ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್. Good students need a good teacher. So, no hurry, I said. Now I completed objective case. In the next class, I explain what is accusative case, what is dative case. First you understand, try to understand objective case. And also go through subjective case. Then it is easy to understand the next steps in the grammar, whether they are difficult or easy. Basic ఫౌండేషన్ బాగుంటే బిల్డింగ్ కట్టేది ఈజీ. ఎన్ని ಅಂತಸ್ತುವೈನ ಕಟ್ಟೇಯచ్చు ಈಸಿగా, ಹೌದೇನ್ರಿ? ಪುನಾದಿ ಇರಬೇಕು, ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿರಬೇಕು, ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಂಗ್ ಆಗಿರಬೇಕು. ದೆನ್ ಅದರ ಮೇಲೆ ನಾವು ಎಷ್ಟು ಫ್ಲೋರ್ಸ್ ಆದರೂ ಕಟ್ಬೋದು. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಾ? ಸೊ ಫೌಂಡೇಶನ್, ಗ್ರಾಮರ್ ಫೌಂಡೇಶನ್ ಈಸ್ important. This is foundation classes which help you in building a huge structure. Okay, thank you. Take down.